I meet the coolest people, and everybody has a story, and I'm kind of nosy, so I'll ask.
Oh, did I say that?
Yes.
That's so corny.
We hit coming out issues, we hit family issues, and those are always a little, serious.
The whole realm of like straight men has sort of opened up to me.
I feel like everybody should be represented. That's what I'm here to do. Hi there, welcome to Happy Hour. I'm Cameron Stiehl, and I'm here with my good friend, Mark Shumway.
Hello, everyone.
How are you today, Mark?
I am fantastic, thank you.
Excellent. You have some good news to report.
I do. I'm actually 2 weeks into a brand new job, which is super exciting. I'm very grateful for.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
We also have some other good news to report. One of our camera people, who is not on set today for very good reason, his wife just had a baby this morning, so we're very excited. Welcome to the world, Micah. Welcome to the Happy Hour family. Today we have an amazing show for you. I did not think this would happen so quickly for us, but we are very fortunate to have a good friend of ours with us today. You may know her from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 5. She is a singer, she is an amazing performer, she is a social worker, she is absolutely gorgeous, she is just one of the kindest, most gentle, wonderful people you'll ever meet. Please help us welcome the fabulous Honey Mahogany. Honey,
Hi.
you're here.
I am finally here.
I can hardly believe it.
Well, it was about time.
It is about time. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course, it's my pleasure, honestly.
I was thinking back to about 4 years ago when we met, and how far you have come since then. We met actually when I was trying to hire a performer for my Pride Cabaret.
Yes.
At the company that I used to work for. It was a conservative company, and so I was a little concerned about having our first drag performer.
I had no idea it was conservative.
What you said to me put my mind so much at ease about coming in as our first drag performer. You told me, "Don't worry, girl. I am the drag queen you can bring home to mom."
Oh, did I say that?
Yes.
That's so corny.
I know that. I was like, it's fine then. It just made me love you instantly.
I don't know if it's true anymore.
You do have more of an edge now. Everything you've done since then has just been amazing. It must have been such a journey for you from then to now.
I mean, it has been, and I think I'm just kidding. I totally still am the drag queen that you can take home to mom. I do tend to be a little more risque in terms of some of my performances, I guess, but it's all very, I don't know. I think it's all still PG-13.
You do Mahogany Mondays and Midnight Sun, which is super fun, where you talk about RuPaul's Drag Race, whatever's going on at that time, because you were on season 5.
I was.
You were. How did that happen?
Well, like everyone else, I applied and I heard back, and it was, of course, really crazy because I feel like I'm a little bit naive sometimes. I think that I generally take things at face value, and I got invited to, or I didn't get invited, but I sent in my tape, and then I got noticed that I was gonna, made it past the first step, and I was gonna continue on to the next step of the process. And they were like, if you tell anyone, you're out, you're totally out. So I was really scared. I didn't tell anyone, I lied to everyone about it. Literally, not even my best friend knew that I was going.
You told everyone you were going on a cruise?
I did. And I think what was really funny is that the day before I left, certain people had started putting it together and started posting on my Facebook wall, go ahead girl, don't fuck it up. Things like
That's giving it away.
So people sort of figured it out literally the day before, and I was freaked out that I wasn't even gonna get cast or get to go because people were talking about it. It was really funny because I ended up borrowing things from a lot of different people. And there was one queen who I had asked for an outfit, and initially she had told me no, but then the day before, when I think she finally heard that I got on the show, she actually allowed me to borrow the outfit. And there was also, for my drag mother, I went over to borrow a bunch of jewelry from her for the cruise. Right. And she was like, "What cruise are you going on?" I was like, "Carnival." And she was like, "Oh, did you talk to Bobby?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Well, who's your contact there?" And I was like, Theron. And she's like, "I don't know, Theron. I'm gonna have to look at." So it was this huge. I was scared shitless that people were gonna find out. Yeah.
Right. So you borrowed all the jewelry from your drag mom. Who was your drag mom?
Well, so my adopted drag mother, well, she's my drag mother, is Katya Smirnovskaya. I sometimes say adopted because I'd already been doing drag for 4 years before she kind of took me under her wing.
How did you get into drag?
I never thought that I would be a drag queen. Like, drag wasn't something that actually, it wasn't something that interested me or like attracted me. Like, I knew what drag queens were, but I wasn't really like into them, never really paid much attention to them. My friend was like, you know, he was a filmmaker. We were at USC at the time in Los Angeles, and that's sort of where I came out. I came out in the Los Angeles scene, which is very different from the San Francisco scene. And so he approached me and said, you know, I think you're the only guy that I know that would actually look good as a girl. And I have this idea for a film where this guy, he starts out as a guy, but then he introduces himself to his family as a woman. And so I did it, and it kind of worked. And then from that, I actually got booked in other films. And I don't know if we want to go into like, this is actually interesting how this is working out, because that whole story of, you know, a boy meeting his parents for the first time as a woman kind of plays into a little bit how I came out to my family, or how I was outed to my family.
Yes, tell me.
Yeah, should we just go right into that?
Dive in.
Okay, so
no secrets here.
It's really funny because I actually never thought of the parallel of the first time I ever did drag was that time when I did that role in that film. And the way that my parents found out about me being gay is they were sent pictures of me in drag. So it was very...
What a way to find out.
I know. Well, it was really hard for them. And it was kind of one of those things where like the family, he actually, I think, told his mother, and then like it kind of like went around to the entire rest of the family, and my parents were like the last ones to know. So it was, I think it was really painful for them because they were very embarrassed, and it was sort of, you know.
So you come from a conservative family.
I come from a very conservative, well, I should say that they're a very religious family. And not, I mean, they're not, you know, Baptist or, you know, anything like that. My parents are from Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a country that's been Christian for, I think, something like 1,500 years. So there's a long history within that culture of Christianity. So, you know, that whole monotheistic, like, God of Abraham thing is kind of like is embedded in Ethiopian culture. And because of that, you know, homosexuality and let alone drag, I don't think they even really understand drag. After I came out, after I was outed, my mother came to me and was like, you know, I would really love to have you get away from these negative influences, and go away for a period of time and just have time to think about really who you are and like what you're doing, and I was like, okay, well, it's not going to change anything because this is who I am, but I love you and you're my mother, and I will do this for you, not for me, but for you.
And
so,
how old were you when this happened?
22. So
22,
this was
okay.
Immediately after I graduated college. So I had to leave my job, the job that I had lined up in LA, and ended up going to Ethiopia. While I was there, I got really bored. I was there for 6 months. So I started knocking on different NGOs, like non-government institutions or organizations, seeing if I could volunteer anywhere, and I actually ended up getting a job at the UN.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah, so I got an internship at UNAIDS, and was able to do some amazing research. I did some research on some of the cultural mechanisms in Ethiopia that were contributing to the spread of HIV. I mean, it was all hypotheses, but we like went through and like researched all the different sort of tribes and cultures of Ethiopia, and looked at cultural practices and how those may contribute to, you know, basically, you know, HIV spreading throughout the country. Being there, HIV was much more of a heterosexual, you know, disease. In fact, there was no real education about homosexual sex at all in that country.
Interesting.
So yeah, I mean, some people were thinking that, you know, they didn't even know if gay people in Ethiopia, or men who have sex with men in Ethiopia, because they didn't identify as gay, there's no real term for gay there,
Okay.
If they even knew that they could get HIV, because, you know, all the education was heterosexual based.
Oh, interesting.
You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
So they're not talking about anal sex, they're not talking about, you know, sex with another man, they're only talking about, like, you know, use a condom when you have sex with a woman.
Have sex with a woman.
Or just sex,
Okay.
but, you know, it's
Sex,
assumed
period.
with a woman. So
Interesting.
yeah.
It's a whole other world, and you've seen it. So you are recording a lot of music.
We are. Yes, I am. We are. I am.
You can't do it alone.
Well, yes. I work with a producer in San Francisco. His name is Eric Ian Walker, and we produced my last EP, Honey Love,
Wonderful.
which I'm very excited about, or have been excited about. And you know, we had the first single from that was Feeling Good. So we released that video actually far before the EP actually came out. And then we got, or rather I got the opportunity to actually get my song Shoulda Known Better featured on HBO on the show Looking.
I'm Looking.
Yes.
Yes, that was wonderful.
Yeah, and we shot the music video in like 2 days, and it all worked out really, really well.
It's a beautiful video. We'll put the link on the show so you guys can see it. It's just beautifully shot, and I love, that's where you're in drag, and it's very emotional, it's heart-wrenching. At the end of it, you take everything off.
I do. I get out of drag.
A boy.
Which you all don't get to see very often.
No.
So,
even
I'm
I don't,
jumping
and I
in.
know you.
Hi.
I'm so sorry.
Speaking of boys.
I was listening
Speaking
from
of
afar,
boys.
and I wanted to be part of the fun. You mind if I join you?
Not
Yeah.
at all.
All right,
Please
all right, good.
come in. Not only are you doing all this music, but you still have a day job as well.
I do.
You're a social worker.
Correct. Rainbow Community Center of Contra Costa County is our official
yes.
title.
Okay.
But yeah, it is located in Concord, in downtown Concord. And I am the youth programs director. So I actually, I don't work as much one-on-one with youth anymore, but I do supervise 3 amazing youth mentors who actually help me run the program. And I can't talk enough about the Rainbow Community Center. I mean, the organization does so many things. We work with people with HIV, we work with seniors, we work with youth, we have social support groups for people who have HIV, who are, we have an AA group, an NA group, just social groups, people who are we have a trans group, one of the longest running trans groups in the Bay Area.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I mean, just so many services. And specifically about the youth program, I mean, I've really made it my mission as youth director there to really inspire youth, I think, to reach further than they may have thought they could.
So we've talked about professional life, we've talked about family life. What about you personally? Are you in a relationship, or what's going on there, girl?
I don't have time for a relationship. I mean,
Everything you do?
I mean, I think it's something that, like, to have a relationship is something that takes a lot of energy and commitment, and I also kind of feel like if I had a relationship, I would just wouldn't be as inspired to do what I'm doing now, because I would, again, because of the sort of energy that it takes to maintain one. And being in love is really nice, but it's also sometimes very consuming. I can't say that it's been a conscious choice. I mean, I think that for me it just hasn't happened really yet, or maybe I haven't been as open to the possibility, especially of lately. I'm not in a relationship. I've actually never been in a relationship.
Never been in a long-term relationship?
Never. I heard that Sister Oma and I have that in common.
It's true. She said the same thing. It is true. I wonder what that is.
I don't know.
And do you date?
I've dated. I've gone on dates with boys before. It's interesting because ever since being on RuPaul's Drag Race, I feel like my eyes have been opened to sort of the possibilities that are in front of me. And before being on RuPaul's Drag Race, I almost exclusively dated and was interested in, we can call it dating, sleeping with, dating, whatever.
It's all the same, right?
There's a fine line.
Like, basically, like, people, sissies, faggots, gay boys, boys in heels. Because I think it's incredibly attractive and sexy. I mean, heels make everyone's legs and ass look way better.
True.
Let's just be real. But also because, it was kind of like a political statement. Like, I didn't necessarily want the butchest guy in the bar, because I think that femininity should be celebrated. But since Drag Race, it's been interesting because, I don't know what it is, but there's the whole realm of, like, straight men has sort of opened up to me.
Straight?
Well, so here's the thing. You can argue whatever you want to say about, like, what their actual sexual orientation is, because they're not sleeping with a biological woman. I take people at their word, at, like, how they identify. Whatever they're comfortable identifying with is cool with me. Like, if you're totally closeted and gay and you're calling yourself straight for whatever reason, that's cool. And but I think that we also have to acknowledge that gay people, or people in general, are on a spectrum. Mm-hmm. And straight people are on a spectrum too, and I think that there are a lot of straight men out there who are attracted to women but just like to get fucked every once in a while. I'm just gonna have to say.
If you had one message you wanted to just give out to the world at large, what would that be?
If you can't love yourself, no, I'm not. No, I'm just kidding.
No stealing.
I mean, it's a good saying. But I think that it's actually, for me, it's always like to love each other, because I think if we all loved one another more, that the world would be a much better place. And I think, and RuPaul has a point. I think it does start with loving yourself.
One message to the gay youth.
Yes.
Sport.
Well, I mean, I think my message to gay youth is just to keep going and do your thing and take whatever pain that you have, whatever, if you're being bullied in school, if your family's not supportive, whatever that is, take whatever pain that you're experiencing and turn it into something positive.
For the talent portion of this episode, we have wrangled in 2 victims on either end of the table. We have William and Saturn for a 5-minute challenge that we are calling Face On, which involves makeup. So we have the obviously very talented Honey on this side, and we have Cameron on the other, and they will be making these 2 people look really pretty at the end of this 5-minute challenge. So are you 2 ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right, 5 minutes.
Make me look like a
Do the
man.
best you can. I'll be
go?
starting the camera. Okay, ready, set, go. We have our base, our foundation. We have concentration clearly taking place. It's amazing what foundation can do to make you look so smooth. And then we have Saturn at the other end of the table, who's also looking awfully lovely already. I'm seeing a smoky eye develop over here. I think that's the term. Yeah, so they've moved on to eyeshadow. I think we actually have more technique taking place at the side with Saturn, although again, it's gorgeous. We have multi-colors going on above the lid. And he's anxious to move on to the lips.
Usually is.
Ooh, shade already.
All tea, all shade.
Can we go
I
for a
see.
more tribal look with you? Because
Okay,
that
we're
way.
at the halfway mark. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Lord, let's see.
You can do it. That is why we're calling it the 5-minute challenge. We have a lot of creativity over here. Honey knows what she's doing, girl. We moved on to the mascara, and I'm actually surprised that I know how to term all of these makeups.
Oh, Lord.
I do have a daughter. That is true. True story.
Should have done this way beforehand.
I love your lips.
They're good.
You're
people
looking
do.
awfully
Oh,
pretty.
wow.
It's true.
Nice. All right, we are at the 25 seconds left
Oh, gosh.
mark. We're almost there. I have 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
What are we doing?
Wrap up. Put on those final touches, girls.
We'll just blend until
10 seconds.
Blend it, baby. Blend it.
Wrap it up,
Blend
wrap it up.
Good. Oh,
We're getting
yes.
there.
All over
5
my
seconds.
face.
Lovely.
Yes.
Lovely. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Nice. That is.
Oh, I went very conservative apparently.
So, I'm not sure how to even determine the winner.
So I think we have
Wow.
Katya Smirnovskaya over there on the left and suppository spelling on the right.
Wow, that was actually really fun. Thank you, honey,
You're
for
welcome.
the
My
inspiration
pleasure.
and for being here. You are absolutely amazing.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I just can't even believe it that it happened today. I'm like out of breath from all of that.
We've been very excited about
Yes,
this.
very excited about
too.
that. So thank you so much. And I do actually want to get a shot of the shoes. And since you're
We
not
have
in
to get
them,
the shoes.
Oh yeah, you can just show them
I'm
because
just
I
gonna
just
pick
took
them
them
up,
off
put them
because
on
I'm
the
too
table.
tall.
We have a
Yeah.
thing for shoes here on the show.
Those are
so
shoes.
I'm gonna try to find these in my size. But it's gonna be hard to fill your shoes next
Aw,
round, girl.
thank you so
so
much.
much for being here. And that's a wrap on Happy Hour with Cameron Stiehl. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you.
Yay.
For all things Honey Mahogany, go to itshoney.com. To download her music, go to iTunes. And you can also follow her on Twitter and Facebook. For more about Happy Hour with Cameron Stiehl, upcoming episodes and events, please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. For more stories and news about the LGBT community, go check out G News and Glitter Bomb TV, both hosted by Celso Delay. And for even more, check out It's Everything with BB Sweetbriar and The Sex Talk with Mo and Genoa.
Got the words to sing, yeah.